You know about Donald Trump? Why? Only because of politics. You know about Messi and Ronaldo? Why? Only because of football. And you know about Taylor Swift? Why? Only because of her song. I can give you many examples of companies and persons who are famous only because of one thing. And by observing these all things, co-founder of a real estate company in the US, Gary Keller wrote a book, The One Thing, with their vice president, Jay Papasan. They observed that today popular companies and people of the world are successful only because of one thing. And they had the awareness of limited time to learn new things. But one work is enough to learn and become master in it. They were aware that competition in the market wouldn't let them be the best in everything. But you can be an expert in one thing. We recognize Bill Gates as the most successful entrepreneur in the world because he focused only on Microsoft. And because of Microsoft, he became one of the most richest people in the world. So, do you know what is that one thing for you? If no, then let's know. A single piece of paper, when folded, doubles its thickness. If you keep folding it, starting from a paper 0.1 mm thick, then after 42 folds, its height will reach the moon. To understand this, imagine starting with a very thin sheet of paper. First fold, the paper is 0.1 mm thick. Second fold, the paper is 0.2 mm thick. Third fold, the paper is 0.4 mm thick, and so on. If you continue folding, each fold doubling the thickness, this exponential growth quickly becomes enormous. By the seventh fold, the paper is over 12.8 mm thick, about the height of a small stack of coins. By the 10th fold, it's over 10 cm thick, like a notepad. By the 20th fold, it's over 100 meter thick, taller than a skyscraper. By the 30th fold, it's over 100 km thick, reaching the edge of the Earth's atmosphere. By the 42nd fold, the paper's thickness would be about 439,804 kilometers, which is greater than the average distance from the Earth to the Moon. Let me give you an example. I have a dream to run a marathon, which I will call my someday goal. If I compare this someday goal with the last 42 fold of a piece of paper reaching the moon, it represents the pinnacle of my achievement. To reach this ultimate goal, I need to start with the smallest step. My someday goal connects to my right now goal through a series of daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly goals. Much like the first fold of a paper, which doubles its thickness from 0.1 mm to 0.2 mm. If I start by running just 1 minute today, I will begin the journey towards my marathon. Each day, I will run a little more, gradually increasing my endurance and strength. According to this principle, I complete the marathon. I need to double the first small domino by running for 1 minute right now. By focusing on these incremental steps, I will eventually achieve my dreams of running a marathon. Psychologists conducted a study where they split students into two groups. One group imagined only getting an A on their exam, while the other group imagined the step needed to earn that A. Like studying and attending lectures, the group that focused on the steps performed better. From this, they conclude that it's better to break down your goals into smaller parts and start with the smallest step, like focusing on what you can do right now. Success happens step by step. For example, to become a billionaire, you first need to become a millionaire, and before that, you need to become a multimillionaire. If someone claims they can multitask, they are not telling the truth. Multitasking isn't possible, not even for a computer. This idea of multitasking came from computers switching quickly between different tasks. But even they aren't truly multitasking. Driving is also an illusion of multitasking. When we observe someone driving, it appears as if they are doing multiple things at once, steering, shifting gears, and watching the road. But in reality, they are quickly alternating between these tasks. They might steer for a moment, then glance at the mirrors, and adjust the speed, all in rapid succession. It seems like they are doing everything simultaneously, but they are actually focusing on each task one at a time, just very quickly. Multitasking isn't a good way to get things done efficiently and effectively. It's better to concentrate on one task at a time. This way, you can finish the work quicker and do it better if you were trying to do multiple things at once. The author compares our willpower to a mobile phone battery, which is fully charged in the morning but drains by evening. That's why it's better to do important tasks in the morning when our willpower is strongest. Just like a phone battery needs electricity to recharge, our willpower needs positive thoughts from things like motivational video or books to recharge. People often find it hard to stay motivated for more than a day or two because our willpower needs to be recharged regularly. That's why the author advises starting tasks when we feel motivated, or else the willpower may go to waste. Now, you will think that you would have a lot of work to do, then which one to choose at first? Imagine you have a bunch of stuff to do, like a big list task. But instead of tackling everything on that list, you decided to do things differently. You focus on 20% of tasks that will give you 80% of the results. That's your success list, the stuff that really matters. Now here, where it gets interesting. If you apply the 80-20 principles again to the success list, you will end up with just one thing. That one thing is the one thing, the task that will make the biggest difference. So, even if your to-do list seems overwhelming, using the 80-20 principle can help you narrow it down to that one important thing you need to focus on. So, there's this quote from Vince Lombardi that goes, "Success demands on singleness of purpose." Basically, it means you gotta be super focused on things to really make it happen. Here's a little trick. Ask yourself every day, what's the one thing I can do today that will make everything else easier or not even necessary? In other words, what's that one thing that, once you do it, make everything else fall into place? If you start your day with these questions in mind, you will notice that your works get better and things start falling into place more smoothly. I hope you enjoy this summary of the one thing. If you're curious about more tips and staying focused on being productive, we have got another great video for you on deep work. It covers some awesome techniques to help you stay on track and get more done. I really think you will find it helpful. Check it out here.